This is the Mach 1 test. So the Mach 1 on Raceband 1, 25 milliwatts with the power meter tuned for that is outputting 3 milliwatts. So I've increased the power setting on Raceband 1 to 2, which is supposed to be 200, and it's on 25 milliwatts. So we're going to increase it now to the 600 milliwatt setting. We're now getting 70 milliwatts. Raceband 1. Fat Shark 4, 25 milliwatts. This is Fat Shark 4 on the Mach 1, 200 milliwatts, and it's coming in at 74. And finally on Fat Shark 4, 600, and it's coming in right around 200 milliwatts. This is all from straight power too. Got it wired up for straight power. Okay, so Raceband 8, 25 milliwatt test, and it is coming at 7 milliwatts. I've adjusted this so that it's tuned correctly. 8, 200, coming in at 81, 82 milliwatts, right at 19 dB. So finally, Raceband 8, third power setting, which is supposed to be 600. This one's coming in at 223, which is higher than it was on Fat Shark 4, but still far from the labeled 600 milliwatts. And again, this has been tuned correctly for the channel change. We have much better hopes for the Mach 2. We're going to start on Raceband 1, 25 milliwatts. It's tuned for it, and it's coming in at 21 milliwatts, so that's a good sign. 200, according to their packaging. So we're getting 175. So this is coming right in around the numbers of the eSheen VTX03. So let's go up. So the next one's supposed to be 500. We're getting 380. Not bad. Nothing to write home about for you long range people. And the final setting, which is supposed to be 800, is coming in below 400. So now we're gonna go up to Fat Shark 4, test the middle of the spectrum, and we're going to start off testing 25 milliwatts. So let's tune this correctly. So Fat Shark 4 on 25 milliwatts, not nearly as good as Raceband 1 on 25 milliwatts. It's coming in at 7. Raceband 1 was coming in at 20. So now we're going to test the 200. Definitely better, 145 out of 200 milliwatts compared to 7 milliwatts out of 25. I think you would experience more issues on the dB loss on the 25 milliwatt setting. So let's go ahead and test the 500 milliwatt setting. Wow, so 365. So it's jumped up to kind of match what it was outputting on this power setting on Raceband 1, but not a good sign that you weren't getting strong video at 25 milliwatt setting. So let's go ahead and test 800. Okay, so that got you all of 1 more dB. It got you like 20 more milliwatts to go up to 800 milliwatts. That it's far from 800. So I'd be interested to see what RaceDay has to say about their Mach 1 and Mach 2 testing. But we're going to go up to Raceband 8 and thoroughly check the entire spectrum. Possibly this VTX can handle the correct output on a different channel, higher end of the spectrum. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. So what we're going to do here, Raceband 8, the first power setting, which was 25 milliwatts. This has been tuned for 5900, Race Band 8, I believe, is 5917, and it's outputting 2 milliwatts, people. So when you get stuck on Race Band 8 with this VTX at a race, and assuming that there's consistency coming off the line, and you're going to see this across multiple VTXs, I wish I could afford more to test for you here, but on the one that I have to test, this is awful, and I would be pissed if I got stuck with this on the race line. But let's go ahead and finish the test here. Don't want to do race day wrong and not properly test the equipment. So let's go up to the 200 setting here, which you're seeing is right around 105 milliwatts. That is awful. If you're at a 200 milliwatt local race and you're expecting this to be your 200 milliwatt VTX, and you know, you're getting half of what the other guys are going to get most likely. So Race Band 8 third power setting, which is 500 quote unquote, is coming in at 280. And this VTX is scorching hot. I realize that there's no airflow over this, and obviously you want to test VTXs with airflow, and I think that Bardwell is even doing that now, which good on him for properly testing that. But still, this is not necessarily what you want to see from these VTXs, even under a heavy heat load. So on the fourth power setting, which is 800, which at this point I'm calling 800 the yeah right setting on most VTXs. I'm not just calling out Race Day's Mach 1 and Mach 2 because the TBS Unify was far from it. I haven't tested the Tramp yet, but you know, I kind of doubt that theirs, which I think they advertise at 600 milliwatts, I question whether or not it can do that, but we'll find out. So as of right now, the Mach 1 and Mach 2 testing across the full spectrum, they just didn't perform. They weren't doing good enough on 25 milliwatts to want to use them, and they did not do good enough on the upper power output to want to use them for long range. All around, I think they are cheap VTXs that people go to because they don't know better, because of marketing hype. And I love Tyler and David, but after what I've seen here, the numbers kind of speak for themselves, and I wouldn't put these VTXs on my race quads. I wouldn't want to race with somebody with these. Not necessarily because they're blasting a lot of power, but because I'm going to have to deal with them saying I've got video problems all day. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, I've tested your VTX and the numbers aren't good. So the Mach 1 and Mach 2, thumbs down for me for racing, and I'm not seeing a whole lot here to impress me for long range. So I recommend that you do your research and spend your money wisely on your VTXs, because video is not something to play about.